on. Hello. That would be, unless the battery was run out, which that used to happen to us quite a bit. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, good. We've done it. Welcome to With Dean. It's 2:45 on a Saturday afternoon. Brighton Hove Albion are at home, and we're just about to start to play some music because before 2:45 we're not allowed to.
In 1983 saw Brighton one kick away from winning the FA Cup final against Manchester United. Went to a replay and the Albion lost 4-0, and that started the inexorable decline of the club's fortunes both on and off the pitch. In the mid-1990s, the club was regularly appearing at the High Court for unpaid debts. The story broke in 1995 that the directors had sold our home ground. Goldstone Ground was one of those old-fashioned football grounds in the heart of the community, surrounded by houses, ramshackled, run down, but it encapsulated the history of the club, and it was the place where generations had been to watch their local football team.
We knew that the ground was going to have to be renovated. We never ever thought we were going to lose it. That's the point.
We'd heard a rumour that the Goldstone had been sold to clear the debts by Bill Archer. The York game was scheduled to be the last game.
We invaded the pitch and broke the crossbar to make sure that the game had to be replayed in order to get the maximum amount of exposure.
And it wasn't until after all the drama that we discovered that we'd actually got a stay of execution, which I think was down to the fans, to stay at the Goldstone for one more year.
I knew by then that the only way we were going to save Brighton was to get rid of Archer. And whether that involved the club being sold, the ground being sold first or not, he had to go.
And we needed somebody to come in who was a Brighton supporter, who understood football, who understood the area, who understood the fans.
And so the impetus had to be on getting regime change to secure the future of the club.
We knew that we had to get really organised very quickly, and we did.
There were about a dozen of us.
No formal membership structure, no members, no board, no boring sort of stuff like that.
We met probably 2-3 times a week, and we organised campaigns, protests.
We planned what we were going to do, and then we did it.
Whistles being blown throughout the game, walkouts, flares being lit 15 minutes before the end and then a walkout, pitch invasion. We'll try and attract media publicity to alert everyone as to what was going on at the club. Around that time, Liam Brady put together a consortium featuring Dick Knight as being the salvation for the club.
I thought, how can this guy destroy this, incredible organisation that brings so much enjoyment to so many people? How could he just destroy it without even bothering about it? So he made me very angry. He thought I would go away. He called me a chancer, and he found out very quickly that I wasn't a chancer, and the big difference was that I loved the Albion. Coming into April, and Brighton were bottom of the league, and we had to win our last game at home to give ourselves a chance in the last game of the season the following week away.
We need to beat Doncaster to have any chance of staying in the league, knowing it's the last ever game at the Goldstone. I did a big banner that I painted the night before when I was drunk. RIP Goldstone 1902 to 1997, sold to money men by Archer, we will never forget.
A very emotional game. The last post was played.
A very, very tense match. I actually cried most of the way through it because I thought, if we don't win this, we've had it. And thank God for Stuart Storer, bless his cotton socks.
And at the end, everyone came onto the pitch and took their mementos, whether it was a piece of the pitch, some goal net, seating, but everyone took their piece of the Goldstone with them.
It was extremely a sad ending to what had been a great football ground.
We managed to survive the last game of the season by securing a draw at Hereford, which then meant we were able to keep our league status.
We'd stayed up and we got rid of Archer. But we had nowhere to play, and that's when we had to go to Gillingham. If Kent is the Garden of England, then the Priestfield is the outside toilet. We had a horrible time there. I mean, you imagine 140 miles for a home game. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
So for 2 years we played at Gillingham. Myself and Attila the stockbroker ran the PA at home games in Gillingham.
It was horrendous. Going there was awful. They treated us actually more like away fans. We were corralled and not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that, not allowed to arrive before the appointed moment.
Obviously, the next thing we had to do was to bring the club back to Brighton. So we started the Bring Home the Albion campaign, centred obviously on the local council. And basically we told the council, you know, we need a home in Brighton and Hove. Please find us one. If you don't, we're going to form the Seagulls Party and stand against you at the next election. And of course they were scared stiff of that, so they found us somewhere to play with Dean.
An athletic stadium which was converted for league football, totally unsuitable for league football with uncovered stands and very small capacity, and it was obvious that this was just going to be a stopgap until we managed to secure permission for a new permanent home.
I played the Clash more often in this stadium than has ever been played anywhere in the world. I like Withdean, although I was very much aware that for the future of Brighton Hove Albion, we needed to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Lou Macari summed it up brilliantly to our manager, who was Mickey Adams at the time. It's like playing a pre-season friendly in Norway.
The moment we were back playing in Brighton and Hove, the campaign for the new stadium began. This time we were centred not on the local council, but we were centred on national government, because we needed to get planning permission for our new stadium.
The person that was ultimately going to be making the decision on our new ground was John Prescott.
So first of all, we had to identify a location, and then we had to put pressure on the local council and on all the local bodies and on national government to get the thing built.
Sort of initiatives that we ran during our campaign: bouquets on Valentine's Day from every Football League club, delivered to the Deputy Prime Minister's office, and the campaign goes on. It continues at Luton tonight. It will continue with a demonstration at Hull on Saturday outside John Prescott's constituency headquarters. It's a national campaign now. It's gathering momentum day after day, and we want Falmouth.
We just came up with all these ideas, creative ideas that would get us publicity. I mean, one of the most obvious ones in the middle of the campaign to get the new stadium was the hit. Tom Hart, We Want Falmouth, number 17 in the charts.
We Brighton fans are angry, we've been messed around since the wayward Archer sold the Goldstone Ground. We're stuck in an athletics track we really hate, like playing in Albania Division 8.
In every home game there'll be something going on. Away games tended to be more because, you know, then all the activists were in one place. And Wickham, where players were putting up the banners as well. That was one of the important things, is that the players got involved sometimes.
This was a prolonged dedication to a cause which involved myself as the leader of the club and the directors and the fans. You know, they played a huge role in it. I couldn't have done it on my own. It was because we were united that we won. That was the reason.
I cycle an awful lot, and I cycle to the home games. And when I cycle up the hill and I see the first curve of the stadium, every time I think, we did that. Brighton Hove Albion fans did that.
When I walked into the ground, I said, we did this. And that would be the same with the first game of the Premiership.
You know, to come from nowhere to the Premier League in a few years is quite exceptional. And I'm proud of the part I played in that. And so should the fans be, because they deserve it.